Officials in Port Elgin have given developers behind a controversial beachfront project 10 more months to complete construction. As Scott Miller reports, it's a decision some locals take issue with.
Construction on Port Elgin's Cedar Crescent Village waterfront development has begun, but Patricia Frank is not looking forward to it.
We've always wanted improvement to the beach, the beachfront. We wanted a nice one-story, one-and-a-half-story restaurant with a marina shop, possibly even a mini putt. But instead, we have a 40-foot high event hall and a two-story restaurant and a Dairy Queen.
In 2019, a local businessman in the town of Saugeen Shores signed a 50-year lease to develop beachfront restaurants and retail outlets steps away from Port Elgin's beach. Concerns about the proximity to the waterfront from the local conservation authority, COVID, and financing challenges slowed the project to the point construction only began last month. The original agreement had the Cedar Crescent Village completed by this August, but the proponent has requested and received an extension from Saugeen Shores Council for total completion of the multi-million-dollar development to be delayed until September of next year.
We were dumbfounded, to be honest. The proponent has had over 5 years to have this completed. There is no commitment to financing. There is no building financial plan, and there is no permit to take water. And yet the town was hoodwinked into thinking, oh, it's okay to extend these permits.
Saugeen Shores Mayor Luc Charbonneau says clearly the town would like to see this project completed by now, but it's not. They are excited to see that it's going to be moving forward and think it's going to be a great addition to Port Elgin's waterfront.
It's been 5 years, which is longer obviously than anybody wanted to see, but it's a 50-year lease. And it's going to be an extra 10 months. And in the context of a 50-year lease, another 10 months isn't all that long.
Under the extended timeline agreement, Phase 1, which will include a Dairy Queen, is to be completed by next February. And Phase 2, which will include a restaurant and pavilion, is to be completed no later than next September.
It's going to be a restaurant and Dairy Queen and a couple of shops down there in a great location, an area that's always been developed commercially on our waterfront.
Frank and her group of Port Elgin beach preservers say they will believe it when they see it.
He's pushed around some sand in the middle of February, trying to convince this town that he's getting started, and I don't buy it.
In Port Elgin, Scott Miller, CTV News.